Don't bark at the nice guy mowing the lawn. Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington Teeth Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan. He's wearing a bow tie, but we'll put it sideways. He's a Corgi, and we're here for an episode of Conversations with a Corgi on Saturday morning. So I want to continue our talk about food and behavior and the relationship between diet and behavior. And I had said yesterday that Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine are years ahead of us, light years ahead of Western medicine on these things. But when I was rooting around in the numerous piles of things in my upstairs under a bed, I came across a magazine article which led to actually a whole lot of work on inflammation in Western medicine. It came out in 2003 or 4 in like a Time magazine, and it was about inflammation being the key to understanding diseases like Alzheimer's, heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. And certainly there's been 10, 15 more years of research since then. But one of the things that it brought up that I thought was really important to share with my dog people today and my cat people is this idea of low levels of inflammation of the body over a long period of time. And yes, there is a relationship between what you're feeding your dog and those low levels of inflammation, particularly in the chompers. Okay? Dogs don't get their teeth brushed every day like we do, and many of us don't floss every day. I think the percentage of people that floss daily is as low as like 18% of the population. 50% floss once a week. I mean, we're not great flossers as a group. So let's look at our dog's teeth. The gums are just inundated with bacteria all day long with the stuff that we eat and the stuff that they eat. If you are feeding them a low quality kibble that has a lot of, for instance, corn in it, which has a lot of sugar in it, that creates a happy habitat for bacteria, which will then go to those areas of inflammation around the gums and create infection, and you end up with bad dog breath and a sick dog ultimately. And many breeds are particularly prone to breakdown in the gums and the teeth because their particular breed may have a more acidic or alkaline mouth than another breed. And some of the small breeds in particular are prone to acidic mouths like Chihuahuas and Shih Tzus and quite a few other little guys, Yorkies. So one of the most important things you can do for your dog's overall health that is related to their diet is make sure you take care of their teeth. Those dental drops that my sister, drjudymorgan.com, sells are critical to maintain your dog's health, especially as they age, because it kills the bacteria in the mouth, gives those gums a chance to recover, and then decreases the inflammation in the mouth, which will decrease the inflammation in your dog's body. Our immune system is not meant to be running at high pitch all the time, which it might be at a low pitch for your dog if he's got inflammation around his gums and potential infection there. And then any other thing that happens to your dog, maybe he gets a cut or he has, a big bite from a tick and it's bloody and oozy there. I mean, that will also create greater stress on the immune system, which decreases the overall immune response of your dog and predisposes him to other disease processes. And I think that our understanding in Western medicine of the process of inflammation is still really limited. There is so much more research to be done, but I think people are starting to see the basic mechanisms of it. And we've had many diseases that have come about, like, HIV and AIDS, which has allowed us to really study the immune system in a way that we were not studying it prior. And even now, the Upledger Institute, where I learned craniosacral therapy, offers a course in inflammation and immune response for ways that we can work with different tissues in the body to create optimal function. And the glial cells in the brain, there's a whole course that my good pal Tad Wanvier has developed, working with the glial cells in the brain to help keep the brain healthy and decrease inflammation there and decrease any kind of immune response in the brain, because that kind of situation can lead to things like MS and Alzheimer's and other diseases that may even include ALS, so which is Lou Gehrig's disease, or DM in dogs, degenerative myelopathy. So, it's just, we cannot overemphasize the importance of keeping your dog in a state of general overall health. The same thing goes for some of these spaniel breeds that have chronic ear infections. That low level of infection over a long period of time can really take down your dog's whole body and create problems throughout the rest of their systems. The same goes for older senior gals, particularly, who have chronic bladder infections. And in cats, we see this with cats fed kibble for many years in a state of chronic dehydration. They end up with kidney problems. So what you feed your animal matters so much more than just for their general coat and good lookingness on the outside. What's going on inside your dog matters tremendously to his overall health and longevity. And if you have a breed such as a golden retriever who is prone to getting cancer these days, orange dog, feed them chicken, inflammation, got a problem. You need to feed that golden retriever a lot of duck and turkey and venison. And I would even encourage people with dogs that are, there's other breeds that are prone to cancer too, to feed them things like golden paste, which is made out of turmeric, which is highly anti-inflammatory. Feed them antioxidants like berries to help decrease the overall amount of free radicals in their body, and then therefore decrease the amount of inflammation in their body. If you want your dog to live a really long time, you've got to feed him for his health. Everything you feed him has to be contributing to his longevity and health and well-being. And that will manifest in a better behaved dog. They are more likely to be able to learn from you. They will have more engagement with you. They will be more interested in playing games with you. They will be less likely to want to eat other dogs. A lot of older dogs, and many people have noticed this, they get kind of snappy. They don't feel good. They've got arthritis. They don't want another little playful puppy jumping on them because it will hurt them. And if you can keep your dog healthy and keep them from having, inflammation in their body, they're going to be a lot easier to get along with and a lot happier to want to play and interact with you and go for walks with you. Jim and James, we're cooking up food for our kids right now this morning. That's good. We need to cook food for our dogs. And I don't insist that raw food be fed. I know that's a bit of a controversy in the dog world, but my sister is a proponent of gently cooked meals or cooked food as well, as Jim and James are doing. And, it's the quality of the ingredients that matters and how you cook it. You don't want to decrease the quality of the ingredients by, cooking it till it's burned crispy black. Yeah, Jim and James says golden paste is amazing for anybody who has had a dog with cancer. Golden paste can really extend the amount of time they have, and that goes for cats too. Jim and James, any suggestions on how to get them to eat it? Because I just had a person with a cat say, I can't get him to eat it. And I suggested making it with tuna juice or something, because it can be hard to get your dog to eat those things. And I know where I get my food at the co-op here, we have pieces of turmeric root that are raw, just like ginger, and you can grate it and that way mix it in with their food maybe, and mince it up or grind it. But it is a really important thing. Ginger as well. My dog eats ginger pretty readily, and I often put grated ginger in his food or mince it up when I'm making ginger tea for myself. Yeah, you just mix it in their food. But it's really good for you, and it's really good for your dog. So golden paste, look at things to decrease inflammation in your pet's body and feed them that. Things that increase inflammation are white flour, often dairy products, and sugar, of course. And in fact, after I had cancer, I didn't eat sugar for like 5 years, and now I'm not eating sugar again because I feel like I could feel better, even though I feel all right. So, and I'm losing weight, and I'm happy about it. So, yeah, it's nice to not eat sugar again, honestly. So, You can't afford to not feed your dog the best things that you can get for them to increase their lifespan, to decrease the inflammation in their body, to increase their willingness to learn and their ability to be able to learn. That's another piece of it. And a lot of these lower quality kibbles are just loaded with things that dogs are allergic to. And maybe this is a talk for tomorrow, but a lot of dogs now we're becoming aware of having allergies to different foods, and a lot of those foods are just ground up and mixed in with different kibble products, and a lot of dogs have inflammation, and you can't rule out the fact that a lot of these dogs are getting bowel problems and gut problems that are a response to allergies in the food. For years, we thought lamb was good for dogs. Lamb creates a lot of inflammation. Many dogs are allergic to lamb. It really isn't something they should eat. I've always thought it was interesting that we're feeding lambs to herding breeds and guard breeds that are supposed to not eat the sheep. Why would we feed them sheep? It's just counterintuitive. This dog spent his life taking care of sheep. What's that? Kibble is crap. Yes. Sing it, Jim and James. So, yeah, we need to be really aware of what we're feeding our dogs, because we are creating dogs with allergies and dogs with health problems that we have not seen in dogs in the past when they were fed healthier diets. Kitchen scraps that weren't fat and awful things. So we have the power to keep our dogs happy and healthy, live a long time, and have better behavior and better abilities to learn. So you are what you eat, you think what you eat, you know what you eat, your body is what you eat. So make sure you eat as well as you can, and your dog as well. I'll never forget Bernie Siegel years ago talking about in Cat Fancy magazine. Some people wrote in a letter to the editor saying, "We love our cats and we want to smoke outside to protect our cats from the carcinogens and cigarette smoke. So we urge all you cat lovers to smoke outside." And Bernie said, "I have to write a letter to the editor." So Dr. Siegel wrote in and he said, "You know what? If you want your cats to live a happy, healthy life, don't smoke yourself, because you're going to die, and who's going to take care of your cats? In addition to which, that stuff's sticking all over your clothes. And don't think that when your cat's on your lap, he's not still getting a dose of carcinogens. If you really love your cat, you won't smoke at all." Well, they wouldn't print Bernie's letter, which I find ironic and sad. So yeah, you can't afford to not keep yourself healthy too, if you want your dogs to have a long and happy, healthy life. Right, Tris? Take care of your dog's jumpers. Keep those teeth shiny and clean. Dental drops. And honestly, I use them every day for about a month and a half, and his teeth got really nice looking. And now I just use them like every third day, and he still has very nice teeth. Okay, thanks for joining us, everybody. I will see you probably tomorrow for another episode of Conversations with a Corgi. There's so much to say about the relationship between diet and your dog's behavior and health that I think we may stick with this topic for a little while. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great day.